Assalamu alaikum, I'm Aisha and you're watching Samaa News. Here are today's headlines. US President Donald Trump has announced that Washington and Iran have agreed to temporarily suspend Project Freedom after a request from Pakistan and other countries. In a statement on Truth Social, Trump has said the decision followed an extraordinary military success against Iran and progress toward a broader agreement with Iranian representatives. He has added that while the blockade will remain in place, both sides have mutually agreed to halt Project Freedom. President Donald Trump has said that Iran should just wave the white flag of surrender, claiming Tehran's military has been reduced to firing pea shooters. Speaking in the Oval Office, Trump said Iran privately wants a deal with Washington. He also praised the US blockade as strong enough that nobody's going to challenge it. Trump also praised Chinese President Xi Jinping ahead of high-stakes talks in Beijing next week, expected to focus heavily on Iran and the Strait of Hormuz crisis. Trump called Xi a tremendous guy and said the two leaders get along well as Washington pushes China to help ease regional tensions. The Ministry of Defense of the United Arab Emirates has claimed that it came under missile and drone attacks for a second consecutive day, raising regional tensions. However, Iran has denied any involvement, with its Islamic Revolutionary Guards Corps, IRGC, stating that no such operations had been carried out in recent days. If any action had been taken, we would have announced it firmly and clearly, the IRGC has said in a statement, rejecting the UAE's claims as absolutely denied and devoid of any truth. US Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has said that the ceasefire with Iran is still holding, despite fresh exchanges of fire in the Gulf and attacks on commercial vessels. During a briefing at the Pentagon, he said that Project Freedom mission in the Strait of Hormuz is temporary and purely defensive, and that Washington doesn't want to pick a fight. Speaking on the occasion, Joint Chiefs Chairman General Dan Caine said the decision to resume war with Iran would ultimately be a political one. He said that recent Iranian attacks in the Gulf remain below the threshold for restarting major combat operations and described Tehran's actions as low-level harassment. Iran has reportedly set up a new mechanism to manage vessel transit through the Strait of Hormuz. Tehran warned the US Navy to stay out of the waterway and said commercial shipping will now need to coordinate passage with Iranian military authorities. Iran also issued a new map showing an expanded area of control around the strategic strait. The United Arab Emirates has restricted its airspace following Iranian missile and drone activity in the region. Authorities say flights are now limited to approved routes, with emergency security protocols activated after air defenses intercepted incoming threats. Several flights were diverted or delayed as officials moved to secure the country's airspace amid rising tensions. Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi has held talks with his Chinese counterpart Wang Yi in Beijing on Wednesday, amid rising tensions with the United States in the Strait of Hormuz. The visit comes a week before US President Donald Trump is scheduled to travel to Beijing for a summit with Chinese President Xi Jinping on May 14th to 15th. The Saudi Arabia's Ministry of Foreign Affairs has expressed deep concern over rising regional tensions, urging all parties to de-escalate, avoid confrontation, and exercise restraint. In a statement, the ministry has said it fully supports Pakistan's mediation and diplomatic efforts to reach a political solution, warning that the current situation threatens regional stability and broader global security. Chief of Defense Forces Field Marshal Asim Munir has said that Pakistan stands united like a bunyanum marsus against all internal and external threats. Chairing the Corps Commanders Conference, the Field Marshal reaffirmed the military's commitment to counter-terror operations and rejected Afghan allegations against Pakistan. The military's top brass also stressed restraint and stability across the region. Russian drone and missile attacks have killed at least 27 people across Ukraine, just days before a planned unilateral ceasefire by Russia is set to take effect. Ukrainian authorities have reported that Russian glide bombs struck the southeastern region of Zaporizhia on Tuesday, killing at least 12 people after hitting a car repair shop and residential buildings. Spain has granted permission for a luxury cruise ship affected by a deadly hantavirus outbreak to sail to the Canary Islands after being anchored off Cape Verde. The Spain's health ministry has said the decision followed guidance from the World Health Organization, which determined that Cape Verde lacked the capacity to receive the 147 crew members and passengers aboard the MV Hondius. The Met Gala 2026 has transformed the red carpet into a celebration of art, with celebrities recreating iconic artworks under this year's theme, Fashion is Art. Guests embraced a more literal interpretation of the dress code, drawing inspiration from art movements like the Harlem Renaissance and Baroque painting. Organisers say the theme encourages attendees to express fashion as a form of art, blending creativity with historical references. That's all for now. For more updates, visit www.samaa.tv. Thank you for watching Samaa News.